I didn't get my official diagnosis until 2013. I was sick for 12 years. 12 years of falling down, 12 years of being nauseous, 12 years of hell. And it never had a name. So when I was a senior in high school, I was 18, I was really sick. I was really nauseous. Every time I ate, I would vomit. But my parents thought I had bulimia. And so they put me into treatment for bulimia. But I was very sick, and I continued to get progressively sicker. And my mom took me to the gynecologist. And when they did the ultrasound, the exterior abdominal ultrasound, they actually didn't see any of my organs. My 15-pound paraovarian cyst took up my entire abdomen. 2 days later, I had it removed, and my autonomic nervous system never recovered. What started happening is when I stand up, I get really lightheaded, and I would black out often. And I started seeing a cardiologist, and that's when I had my first tilt table test, which basically they strap you to a flat board and then they stand you upright. So within 3 minutes, my heart actually stopped and I passed out. Did the whole epilepsy workup to see if I had epilepsy, but I didn't.
You feel helpless as a parent. You know, something's wrong with your child, but nobody's adding all the pieces together.
Ultimately, then what they diagnosed me with was vasovagal syncope, basically low blood pressure. I tried really hard to lead a normal kind of 18, 19, 20-year-old life.
The time that it hit me was when she was passing out at the university, and one time it was into a snowbank, you know, next to the road. I just really felt helpless.
Then I graduated college. I taught high school Spanish there for 3 years, and I continued to pass out, but it got to a point where I would pass out maybe once a week, and I thought that that was totally fine. Like, I was okay with that. I could still drive. I got some sort of virus in 2011 in the winter, and ever since then, my body hasn't been able to bounce back. When I got really sick again in 2011, I passed out on my cardiologist. He then sent me to the epilepsy unit again. They hung me from the ceiling. They show you video of you passing out, and they said, well, you don't have epilepsy. We think you're having pseudo seizures. You know, have you had some traumatic event in your life that you're repressing? So that's the first time I had like a doctor tell me it's all in your head, kind of. And I was like, no, I know it's not all in my head. I know it's not. My cardiologist then sent me down to the Mayo Clinic. And the Mayo Clinic has a specialized POTS clinic. POTS is postural, orthostatic tachycardia syndrome. So that day that I got that diagnosis, even though it's like what? POTS, it's 4 letters. It basically told me that the last 13 years of my life, it wasn't all in my head.
I think my biggest fear is that she'll just hurt her head. She'll pass out and hurt her head and she'll be gone.
I pass out pretty much every day. Some days are much worse than other days. After I pass out, I have a bad flu, and it can range from an hour to 2 days. Josh catches me a lot.
There's gonna be easy times, there's gonna be hard times, and it is what it is. She's still the same person when I met her.
I'm in the wheelchair about 80% of my time when I'm out in public. When I'm home alone, I'm either in my chair or I have a helmet on. I'm not supposed to bathe when I'm home alone. Last year I had 3 concussions, which were really bad. I herniated 3 discs in my neck. Both of my hips were injected like 2 weeks ago because they're both, from falling so much, are they don't work right anymore. My biggest fear is that I'm a burden. And my biggest fear is that, and he never will because he's amazing. But then one day he'll wake up and say he doesn't want to do it anymore. That's my biggest fear. And, because not everybody would sign up for this.
I admire her strong will and her acceptance of what's going on. Her life is not an easy life. POTS is just, it's not very well known. And I think that by Red bringing this topic up, and actually publishing things about it, I think it's just a blessing. And that's what Ellen is to me, a blessing.
Through everything that she's been through, she's stayed the same, kept a positive attitude, and she has the capability to reach out and touch people and teach people.
I try to find the positives in everything. And I will tell you, I am such a better person being sick. It's so important to me to be with the American Heart Association and doing the Go Red campaign, because it took me 12 years to figure out what was wrong with me. And if even one woman thinks to themselves, oh, hey, that sounds familiar, then I feel like my entire being on this planet has been worthwhile.